Hare Krishna. So I welcome you all in today's class and I wish you all a very happy new year. Though we have already passed 7 days, 1 week of this new year, but since we are meeting for the first time now, and I want to express my deep gratitude to all of you for joining regularly. And as I mentioned on our LinkedIn group also, that let's make 2023 the year to add a spiritual element in life. Most of you are already very deep in spirituality. For those who have just started practicing, add this element of spirituality in your life. And this spirituality begins with hearing. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjin Madashraya Asanshayamam Savagram Yatha Gyatasi Tashranu. He says that become attached to me, and this attachment comes with hearing. And that is also the essence and the objective, the purpose of today's class as well. The more you become attached to Krishna, the more you become attached to the Almighty, the Supreme Lord, the more we will become free from the anxieties that we are going through. So we'll begin the class by chanting the Manglacharan. Manglacharan are the prayers to pray to the Supreme Lord that whatever the speaker is going to speak, the audience are going to hear, it adds auspiciousness to their lives, blessings to get empowered to speak, blessings to ask for empowerment to hear and practice. We'll chant the Manglacharan. Om Gyantimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shriyuta Padikamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahigana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savdhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahigana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanshcha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminati Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavali Paschat Deshatarane Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvashe Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Sapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishbhanuste Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome. I welcome all of you. Thanks for joining. Today, Chakravarti Prabhuji is a little bit busy in one more program, and so would request you to kindly bear with me. I hope you won't mind me giving any class to you. Thank you. So we'll begin today's topic. The topic is spiritual healing for depressing feeling. I have some friends. I work in Amazon, so I have some friends here in Amazon, corporate office, earning a very heavy salary. But on weekends, they are suffering from weekend depression. You heard that name? Weekend depression? Weekend depression means Monday to Friday, they'll make themselves work. They'll come because most of them are bachelors also. So they come to office early morning, They go late night. That's how they pass their all 5 days. But Saturday, Sunday, when they are at home, they get into depression, stress. they and one of the my colleague was sharing. It's like they don't like weekends coming only. Not because they don't have family, not because they don't have friends, but what to do? Same old going on a Friday night to some pub and drinking and spending time, money there. Then Saturday waking up late, then seeing a movie, and then stalking someone on social media. Then in the evening, Saturday night having a vodka, and then get drunk and sleep, wake up late on a Sunday. That's how they've been spending their weekends, and because of this, with time, they're finding it too depressing. In this time, when we are already on, we have expertise in globalization, everything is available. I mean, earlier when people used to go to some foreign land, they used to bring so many things for them, for their relatives, everyone. And now when they go, they don't bring much. Why? Because everything which is available is here. Like 2 years back when I went to Mauritius and Singapore, my family members were saying that you bring some things from there. But what would I bring from Singapore? Everything which is available there is already here. So that's the magic of globalization. You have everything present everywhere. The world has become a global village, one village on the entire globe. Everything is available everywhere. With life has become so instant. Everything is available on a click. Instant zindagi, instant food, instant relationships, instant friendship. Everything has become so instant. As the relationships and the connections are becoming so instant, similar is their breakage. The breaking of relationships is also becoming happening in an instant only. We see that things have become so fragile that even to talk to your spouse, you have to consider a lot of facts. They may not feel hurt. I mean, talking to your spouse is like you can talk so openly, but we are seeing today's time where people have to think before talking to their own wife or husband. They may not feel bad, they may not take it otherwise. Talking to parents, talking to relatives, everything people have to be so cautious. People take it so otherwise. Even if you try to joke with your friends, at one point of time they may laugh, the other point of time they take it so offensively that they would uh, they can file a complaint against you. So we are seeing all these things are happening. Our mood, our feeling are becoming very fragile. Why? Because from within, many people are not happy. Just last night only, I was seeing one photo with my friends in my office. Like if we had a selfie, and every one of us were laughing. Every one of us were laughing, and that picture was looking very happening. It was looking so happening. That picture I put on my Facebook also. But I know that all the guys and girls in that picture who are trying to smile having so much problems in life. I know because they have shared their problems and everything. And I was thinking this. I was last night only. Like every one of us laughing and enjoying. The picture looks so happening. but so much of depression, so much of stress is with them. Like one of our friends started crying only. Hmm. We were all sitting, just talking. One of the person started crying only because because that person could not control the emotions. So much was filled within. Like generally, people don't cry between your office colleagues. Why? Because there's something which is missing in ourselves, something which is holding us back. Hmm. Then that night, my other friends, one of them was sharing that actually happiness cannot be brought from a wine or vodka, or having a woman around, or having a nice, good-looking guy around. Hmm. And if a person is happy, he practically doesn't need anything. If a person is actually happy, hmm. People are trying so many different ways to become happy, hmm. Trying to fulfill their fantasies in so many different ways. So much creativity, so much innovation has been already brought into the system. But despite all these things, there is a pinprick in the heart, which is leading to all kind of, which is making our heart empty, vacant. And because of this, people are not able to live their life king size up to what they would want to live. This is the situation which is happening today. Why? Because we don't know how one can actually become happy. We have been looking through so many different ways to become happy, so much of gestures and so much of guesswork, but everything is failing and nothing is able to give a permanent fix in life. We can say that, oh, money gives me happiness, oh, family gives me happiness, my friends give me happiness, hmm, entertainment gives me happiness. How long? How long would that give you happiness? For some days, for some months, for some years? After that, what? So that is why you see that today people have so much of mood fluctuations and short-lived emotional responses are there in our everyday life. Hmm. You see that people at every level, be it juniors, mid seniors, super senior level, every level you see, there is a problem of poor concentration problem is there. There's always a guilt in the heart, confusions regarding maintaining your own self-worth. My manager's manager may sometimes feel problem of self-worth. Say in front of us that how senior or how tenured he is, but I've seen them getting depressed. There's a lot of hopelessness that has come. And you see that so much layoffs are going on in today's time. And with the so much of layoffs also which are happening, people are developing more help feeling of hopelessness, demotivation in their hearts. Even if people are not committing suicide, but although the suicide rates are very high, but still uh, the thoughts of suicidal has increased. If not suicide, people have feelings of disruptive sleep, change of appetite. Mm. And even if all this is not happening, people have problem of being tired. Even after having a good sleep, people feel tired. Why? Because although the body has taken rest, the mind is restless. So this is all is happening today. The dealings between people is becoming so transactional. People are dealing with each other in a transactional way. When they want to talk, they'll talk what is required. And then what happens? After a few days, they'll behave like as if they don't know you. जब काम होगा तब बात करेंगे, उसके अलावा कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. I mean, you see people calling and saying that, oh, how are you, what's happening, how's life going on. अच्छा एक काम था, ऐसा ऐसा कर दोगे. Then you realize, oh, this person called me for some work, and just to make up a sugar coat around, he was asking how's everything going and what's happening. So you see so much of transactional dealings are happening, and things will become worse with time. There are right now people who are there, who are at an age of 50s and 60s, belong to the time when internet was not very prevalent in India. So still they have that kind of values, but people who are coming after 2000 were born in the time of internet only, where everything has become so instant on a click. There, things will not be the same as they are today. They'll become even more worse. So somewhere or other, we need a solution to this problem. Somewhere or the other, we have to make a permanent fix. So then, can becoming rich make a permanent fix for this kind of problem? People are today running after money so much. Okay, let's go to some rich person and ask him, are you happy permanently after becoming rich? There was an article published by Elon Musk when he was world's richest person. Now he's not. So Elon Musk was saying that living forever is a curse for me. He has all kinds of facilities, luxuries, name, fame, everything. But still he's thinking that living a long life is a curse. This is a feeling coming from him. You can ask your friends who are more richer than you. If people may tell or people may not tell, but just becoming rich is not going to solve the purpose. Beauty industry in Amazon, because I'm into category management in Amazon, and I manage books and electronics. So I see through whether which category is doing the maximum sale in Amazon. So beauty products, they are at the top. Beauty products are at the top, and maximum beauty products are sold. Why they are selling so much of beauty products? Because people want to look beautiful. Fairness creams and everything, people want to look beautiful. Why? Because they think that by looking beautiful, they'll become happy. But there are so many beautiful people around, they're not happy. Even if they're happy, then can we say that this happiness is permanent? Will this happiness stay with them? So here we have to come to a proper understanding. There are three types of intelligent people. First class intelligent are those who can understand the things by hearing. Who can learn from others' experience. These are the first class people. Second class people are those who understand by doing. And third class people are those who don't even understand even after doing. So there are three kinds of people: first class, second class, and third class. And Srimad Bhagavatam, as you read through Srimad Bhagavatam, it presents the cases of first class people, second class, and third class. And it helps us to understand that how to deal with this situation. Like there's a case study of Srila Vyasadeva in Bhagavatam, where in the first canto, where it is said that Vyasadeva was feeling very depressed. Although Vyasadeva is practically the one who has given all the knowledge. He has compiled all the Vedas and everything. But despite having that amount of knowledge, Vyasadeva is not feeling happy. And why he is not feeling happy? Because there is some vacancy in the heart, which is not leading to any kind of satisfaction. So Narad Muni comes to Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva tells everything. He opens his heart and says that I'm not satisfied. So Narad Muni says that, oh, you're not satisfied, but you had all kinds of knowledge with you. You are the son of great Parashar Muni, who is the best of all sages. You belong to such a big, such a glorified family, but still you are not satisfied. Then finally, Narad Muni explains to Vyasadeva that you're not satisfied because you have not elaborately talked about devotional service, pure devotional service. Hmm? You see, today they are people who are religious. We are seeing that people are religious. People go to temple, and why? Because they want to ask something to God. They want to ask some wealth, money. They want to ask good prosperity of anything, health. They want to ask, and if they don't want to ask anything, they're asking for peace. Like while having lunch today, I was reading one news where a person uh, he practically vandalized the entire temple, broke the temple idols. Why? Because his prayers were not answered. Huh? He because his one eye. This is the news I read today while having lunch. It's because his one eye was defective and he was going through a treatment, and he was going to the temple to pray that my eye becomes okay. But when he saw that no, it is not becoming okay, he thought that, oh, God does not exist. So he broke the entire temple and everything. So this is what is happening. Even if you're not going and vandalizing the temple, but people are losing faith also. They think that, oh, this is just to give a good feeling, a feel good factor in life. So Vyasdev was instructed on pure devotional service to understand the glories of God, to understand the glories of holy name, to understand the glories of being in association of God and his devotees. And when Vyasdev was well informed about this knowledge, he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam. And that was his final contribution when he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. He got the ultimate satisfaction. We in Bhagavad Gita we read example of Arjuna, how he was depressed, and he, although being a big warrior, having all kinds of capacities, he was not able to come out of his depression. But when he heard sufficiently from Krishna without being in a defensive mode, sometimes we hear, but we hear in a defensive mode. When he heard it properly, what happened? He says, Nashtamoho Smriti Labdva. Tat prasadas nachata. Now my illusion has gone. Now I've understood what is daughter. Now I'm ready to fight. Karsheva bachanam tava. Now I'm ready to do what you are saying. So this is a transformation which is there, which can come. In Bhagavatam only, we see another example of Bali Maharaj and Vaman Dev. So this Bali Maharaj was having a desire to become Indra, to become the king of entire universe. So, and he practically captured everything. So Vaman Dev, in the form of a dwarf Brahmana, goes in front of Bali Maharaj, and Bali Maharaj, out of respect to the little sadhu, he asks, "Oh my dear sadhu, you have come to my place. Please ask me whatever you want. You want my kingdom, you want the entire universe, whatever you want, I can give you everything." So Vamandev said that I want just 3 steps of land. And by hearing this, Bali Maharaj was in a great shock that how come he's asking to such a big person 3 steps of land, means I can offer him the entire universe. Still, he's asking me so low. And then, when he inquires from Vamandev explains that even one gets the wealth of the entire universe, one cannot become fully satisfied. One needs to learn to become satisfied. And this satisfaction comes when we start understanding our true identity. Hmm? A nice story of a bird is explained here. There was an old lady who was living in Mumbai, and she was having a bird who was kept in a nice cage, and that cage was painted with gold. Because she was lonely, she kept a bird, and the bird was singing. The cage was beautiful, having one nice swing for the bird as well. But she saw that very quickly that bird stopped singing. She became worried. She thought that, oh, my dear little bird, maybe missing the company, maybe feeling loneliness. So she brought another bird, companion bird, for the little pet. But still, she saw that the bird was not happy, and very soon she died. The bird died. Seeing this, she was very depressed, shocked. Why did the bird die? And some of our friends came to meet the old lady. She told the entire thing. So the friends asked, "Oh, acha, your bird died. What were you feeding to the bird? What were you feeding to the bird? Feeding? I was not feeding to the bird. Hmm? I gave the bird nice cage. I gave the bird nice partner. Everything I gave. There's no need to feed the bird. Will you think that the lady was in her own senses? What will you tell to that lady? That despite of having everything, if the bird was not given anything to eat, she will die. Similar is our situation. We are spirit soul living in this body. We are a soul who is living in this body. And in spite of living in this body, we are not feeding the soul. We are feeding the body. We are making the body handsome by wearing good clothes. by going to gym, building abs with muscles, biceps, triceps, legs, everything. We are doing for the external body, but we are not doing anything for the soul. Soul is spiritual, and no amount of material happiness can give happiness to you, the spirit soul. That's our situation. That's why from within we are starving. We are starving for happiness. We are starving for satisfaction. We are starving for love. And this is the root cause of our being into depressive feelings. And here comes the need to have a spiritual healing. Spiritual healing starts from your ears. Spiritual healing will start from the ears. This medicine of spirituality has to be first put into the ears by hearing. And when you hear, what will happen? Shrunvatam Sukatha Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtana. When you hear from the ear, Krishna will enter into your heart. He will clean all kinds of contamination from your heart and will make you feel the real happiness. And then, whatever be the situation that will come to our life, we will be happy. It's not that the Lord is going to work in on behalf of you. That can also happen, but that is next level stage in devotional service, which is super advanced. But Krishna is not going to act on behalf of you, but you will get all the strength to work. Like you see the example of Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna had to fight his own battle, but by the guidance which he received from Krishna, he was able to fight nicely and he won. Whereas we have the example of Duryodhan who was also fighting, and despite fighting, he was never happy. That's the difference. You see the example of Prahlad Maharaj, how he had received so much of atrocities from his father, his own father. He received so much of atrocities. He was the only son of the father who was practically the king of the entire universe. On his just one sign, the demigods used to tremble. The demigod used to come to sweep the floor at his in his palace. That was the kind of power Hiranyakashipu was having, and that Hiranyakashipu became the blood enemy of his own and only son. What he did not do to kill him. But despite all these problems, Prahlad Maharaj was so self-satisfied because he was situated in spirituality. That is the beauty. It's not that Prahlad Maharaj did not have to go through the difficulties, but he was satisfied. He was never defeated because the Lord, the Supreme Lord Krishna, was with him. We have the example of Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Maharaj was insulted by his stepmother, and he decided that I will get more wealth than even Brahma could have. So he took that wealth, he got that wealth. But even after getting the wealth, he feels that, oh, I've done a wrong thing. I was running after this wealth, which is nothing like broken pieces of glasses. And spirituality, surrendering life to the Lord, is the real gem. That is the realization of Dhruv Maharaj. So it is upon us on which path we would like to move. We may brag around saying, I don't have time. And that can be true also. But we all have time for something which is urgent. We all have time for something we want to do. So it's upon us. What would we like to do? So 2023, let's try to add an element of spirituality. Spirituality begins with hearing from those who are practicing spirituality. That is called association. So when you hear in association of devotees, Krishna starts recognizing you. He knows you, but now he's recognizing you as his own devotee. Just like a king. King has the entire uh, kingdom and so many citizens are there, and king is concerned about the welfare of every citizens, but still his child is a different case. So this is how it becomes. Krishna sees you as his own. Hmm? So that's the difference. So I want to take this opportunity to request all of you to take one more step forward towards spirituality, and let's try becoming more, let's try to come more near to Krishna. I'll stop here, and if there is any questions, we can take. There's already one in the chat.